Hello， 大家好，我係阿天，我哋翻嚟繼續玩福爾摩斯。咁我上一集咧就講我哋發生咗單大象殺人事件啦。咁我哋而家咧就已經成功攞咗呢間屋嘅鎖匙。咁啊啱啱入咗嚟嘅啫。咁啊發現呢一間咧係豪宅嚟嘅，喂！
You? Who are you?
My name is Sherlock Holmes. Theodore Gilden was...
Did you kill him? Did you kill the elephant?
It's not in the yard anymore. It escaped into the forest.
You can't let it go. What if it returns?
I highly doubt that, Miss...
Imogen Gilden. Please, I beg of you, find that dreadful beast that killed my father.
I suppose we do need to learn what happened. Can you tell me what happened? From the very start.
I was here, so I didn't see how it began. My father visits the enclosure every morning to wake up Goliath. Today, I heard the elephant scream. I've never heard such a horrifying sound. My heart stopped. I knew something was wrong. I looked through my window and saw how it lifted my father up by his neck. I rushed downstairs. I saw it dragging my father as if he were a doll. I threw stones at it. It dropped my father's body and charged outside, screaming. Its roar was almost human. I was frightened, so I ran inside and hid here.
That is a terrifying experience, Miss Gilden. I'm sorry you had to go through it.
Thank you. Goliath must be caught, Mr. Holmes.
Well, thank you for the information, Miss Gilden. I did have some questions for your father. Perhaps you might help me with them?
I wasn't privy to much of my father's life, and it's very hard to think of anything at all with Goliath still loose. Please, Mr. Holmes.
Very well. Do you mind if I ask you more questions if I find anything that might help?
Anything to catch that monster.
咁就睇下先，可以提供證據。
Had Goliath been aggressive before?
It's dangerous, but it was never aggressive near my father. My father would do anything for Goliath. All the elephant had to do was clap its ears.
You envied him, the elephant, I mean?
Our house is called the House of Ivory. I've heard some people refer to me as the Ivory Girl, and my room stinks of the animal, as if it's me who lives in a pen and not Goliath. It's not envy, Mr. Holmes. It's just incredibly difficult to live like this.
佢好唔中意隻大笨象喎。
Did you observe anyone else in the yard? Any of your servants, perhaps?
Servants? Do you imagine that we would have any with Goliath? No one wishes to work in this house, even for double pay. I didn't see anyone else. Only my father and that diabolical beast.
咦，我可以再揀證據嘅？
Miss Gilden, I was on this island 10 years ago, and your father knew my mother. I believe I even had the opportunity to ride that balloon outside, but I do not recall seeing you.
I lived at my late mother's in Sheffield at the time. I'm in no spirit to reminisce right now. The elephant is out there.
You've never heard the name Violet Holmes before? Perhaps your father...
Please, Mr. Holmes. With that beast roaming free, I can't think of anything.
Very well.
佢好似好緊張隻大笨象。如果我係佢，其實我好開心啊！隻大象終於走咗啦。啊，咁樣而家應該係要其實我哋應該係要繼續幫佢揾隻大笨象嘅，因為如果揾唔到呢，佢應該唔會再講更加多嘅嘢俾我哋。
Who's a cute bird?
有雀喺度，佢自己都養雀啦。咁養大笨象都不足為奇啫。哦，好鬼亂喎佢間屋，咩事啊？作為一個女人可以咁亂嘅？
She packed as much as she could carry.
哦，係諗住走佬喎。好，情有可原嘅亂。我以前啲篋好正喎，啲篋都係有櫃桶。
Same dull poses on all romantic photographs.
因為佢男朋友。
So idyllic. Enjoy your happily ever after before it stales. False idols? Oh, sounds utterly dreary.
Hey, Sherry, we need to talk. You found false idols. We need to find the remaining two.
What does bazooka even mean? Would this paper be good for anything but blowing one's nose on?
They're not rubbish, Sherry. There's something more. I'm serious.
Very well. I doubt it'll be worth it, but I will find them for you, John.
You'll thank me later. They're some of the most imaginative books I've ever read.
What did you say?
Speaking aloud helps me think.
冇乜特別嘢喎，間房。喺前面呢個
A commendable effort to barricade the windows. These bags of yours, it looks as if you've packed your entire room. Were you planning on going somewhere?
My partner and we wanted a change, a fresh start abroad. But now I have to stay here. Here, an orphan.
其實咪調翻轉咯，佢阿爸死咗嘅話，其實應該佢可以更加放心走喎。
I found this. Who's this young lad next to you, your faithful knight?
Paul. He's my pirate. He's not really a pirate. I'll just call him that. It probably sounds very silly.
Your secret is safe in my hands. Does Paul work somewhere? What is his surname?
His name is Paul Perks. He and his yacht Whirlpool are the champions of the Salacia Yacht Club. He sails there. I'll show you where it is on the map if you need to meet him.
A yachting champion? Oh, well, that will be a first. I prefer dry land. And so does my suit. How can you read something like this? It's hard to swallow, and that's not due to the hard cover.
You're hardly serious. Any library without Nabe and Laura is incomplete. If you can read, then these books are an absolute must. Love and adventure. They're about life.
Oh, I wasn't aware that exploding pyramids were a part of daily life on Cordona.
You haven't seen life, so you might try reading about it at least.
多咗個帆船俱樂部啊！即係我哋可能係要去揾佢男朋友喎，因為佢特登 mark 咗個地址俾我哋，咁九成都係要去揾佢啦。仲有間房喎，咦？差啲睇漏眼啊，大佬！呢個應該係佢老豆間房。哇
Quite the spectrum. From the history of the Roman Empire to conspiracy theories of the French Revolution. Mother. It's nice to see her young and smiling. From before Mycroft was born, our family loves to prod at the past.
Holmes's desire to rake up the past is hereditary.
What's so special about this place? Another elephant? A partnership annulled with a single stroke of a pen. A catchy title. I should take a photograph of the plans. I don't want to carry them around.
好，影相，咁就得噶啦。我唔係 suppose 影地圖嘅咩？得咗 ，OK 購買咗一頭印度大象，呢個係一個好好嘅機會。喺呢個島上面，冇人比佢更加適合呢頭大象，提供一個適合嘅家。呢個高貴嘅生物嘅伊甸園，再都唔會有人將佢同小丑一齊關在籠裏。從而家開始，佢就係我個夥伴，我第二個孩子，我會保護佢唔受傷害。別心存妒忌，科爾多納嘅各位，我係你哋最好嘅市民。只有時間能證明這是為種下野到最瘋狂嘅舉動。住在附近嘅科爾多納精英們得知消息十分震驚，而且仲聽到嗰頭野獸嘅可怕叫聲，但佢哋不得不接受科爾多納最有權威嘅人做古怪嘅嘢。
His second child.
Oh, wow.
An apparent son and heir, I'd say. A relatively functional choice to replace the finger.
香水係嘛？個位喺邊？
Oh, the pungent stench of an animal.
Did Theodore seek some pink elephants with this?
I think Miss Gilden has barely matured. I think they were closer than you and me, John.
I'm hurt. Looks eccentric and smells eccentric.
仲有冇嘢漏啊？屋企可以整個火把，黐線，着火喎，真係火嚟喎。咦？頭先有啲咩啊？哇！真係堅容易走漏眼喎。咩嚟講？使用頻繁。我去坐喺度睇嘅，因為睇出面啊嘛，睇大笨象。
What a wonderful life.
OK， 應該就應該冇啦。睇多次先，睇真啲。好，冇啦。
A. Swift, is this name familiar to you? Your father had it removed from this plan.
Oh, that's Arthur Swift. I've seen him a couple of times here. He works with my father in the old city, digging up something ancient.
He is an archaeologist?
That's the word, yes. But to be truthful, I really don't think Mr. Swift is fit to be one. I've just learnt a lot about archaeology from my favourite book series. Oh, they are page-turners.
Inspirational, I'm sure, but would you happen to know where this Mr. Swift might be found?
I don't. But perhaps you can find out somewhere. My father's work with him is all official. Lots of boring legal papers with signatures and stuff.
And, which part of the elephant is in here? It's quite pungent.
Oh, that. It's elephant sweat. Father believed that it might replace traditional ambergris.
Well, that's true entrepreneur spirit.
有關鍵證據喎。睇下先，合作關係結束。應該全部都唔關係喎，三樣已經無啦更。好，我哋而家出翻嚟，咁就要去揾佢嗰個男朋友，係啦，佢嗰個帆船嗰個帆船俱樂部，好似可以飛過去喎嘛，有近啲嘅，呢度太好。我哋咧其實一路行咧，會發現到有好多嗰啲咩藝術商啊、家私鋪啊成咧，我哋都冇睇過。我哋應該揾一日咧去 shopping。不過我哋錢唔多，我知道，係啊。但係應該買嗰啲嘢咧就可以添置喺我哋嗰間屋企度。轉個彎就到喎，應該。睇下向前行定而家就轉啦。應該係似喺呢度。好靚喎！啲建築咧令我諗起赤柱咯，都係啲英國嘢。咁啊呢度入口唔似喎，呢度唔似係一個入口喎，但係佢嗰個位勁似俾你行入去喎。咁邊度先係入口啊？呢度前面廢墟嚟嘅喎，帆船嗰啲整帆船嗰啲位嚟嘅噃。佢哋應該要去俱樂部係嘛？定係呢度？好鬼大啊！呢個俱樂部，高級嘢。
Help me, please. That's a question I can answer.
早上冇見過他，但係可能喺工作坊，喺南邊嘅工作坊喎。睇清楚先。工作坊去南邊，即係下面呢度喎。咁可能真係頭先嗰啲爛屋喎。呢一笪笪我使乜嚟㗎？係啲積嚟嘅喎，佢特登 highlight 咗俾我睇。哇！呢度好多，門口又有，呢度又有。咩玩法？即係個 story 中有古怪喎，其實。喺呢度， 乜鬼嘢嚟嘅？呢一桶桶油漆啊，但冇乜特別喎。佢 highlight 咗俾我做乜嘢？
pirates and show them what should be stored in here.
佢意思係啲海盜會將啲嘢收埋咗喺呢間房度咯。咁之前佢就話過佢男朋友係海盜嚟嘅，即係我唔知係個 terms 啦，定還是佢真係海盜啦嚇。但係仲有海盜嘅咩？忽然間又要睇嘅，經常使用布滿嘅鐵釘。冇嘢講，佢淨係講佢即係成日都喺度用緊呢張台啊嘛，但係冇其他 comment。又係呢個惠而浦喎，輕微變形，最近移動過。哇，好久啊，可以掹落嚟嘅。哇，有條鎖匙喺。哇，大佬真係揾咗好耐啊！我應該係開唔係開惠而浦嗰間屋啊，可以睇嗰間房發生咩事。嚇，就咁一句咋？我以為去咗啲咩調查添，就咁話有條有血嘅繃帶，呢個係嗰啲船嗰啲 notes 啊。賭外圍啊，嗰啲船比賽嗰啲啊，比賽啦，賺咗哇！佢俾100蚊賺咗600蚊。
An interesting place for a message to a champion.
你這個愚蠢的鄉巴佬，你以為能從我的家人身上揩到油水嗎？還是想從我這裏偷錢？還是想要利用我的女兒？今天結束的時候，你的職業生涯也一起結束。我最後警告你，如果不合作，你就會發現自己什麼都不是。
Mr. Gilden wasn't afraid to get his hands dirty.
哦，即係個老豆係威脅緊呢個佢男朋友喎，係叫佢唔好再搞咁多嘢喎，唔好黐佢金腔喎。
An expensive set of tools for woodwork. An amateur wouldn't know how to use these. A box full of darts. Each has a needle and can be loaded with drugs. Shipbuilding, shipwright's tricks, sail weaving.
Too ordinary a room for a champion. There's no incentive to put in any effort.
佢暗示佢收埋一啲嘢喎，唔止咁少嘢吧？可疑的紙條。係咪收埋咗喺度啊？有啊，茶罐乜咁特別啊？收埋咩嚟㗎？白粉啊？毒品嚟嘅好似係精神藥物，止牙痛，不是來止牙痛啊！咁應該係嗰啲當年嘅毒品。哇！喺佢販毒喎，呢啲全部都可能，呢同一個盒嗰啲可能全部都係嗰啲毒品嚟喎，咁多，哇！
Oi! Hands off my possessions before you lose your fingers. Are you illiterate? The rules are written every...
Ah, Mr. Perks, the cabin boy himself.
Champion, you mean? I was right. You are illiterate. I think a couple of shiners might teach you. One last chance. Who are you?
喂死啦！伊莫登同埋吉爾登，我唔係好記得喎。伊莫金，我唔係好記得佢邊個打邊個，有冇影響㗎？ 呢個就係點解其實我中意玩英文版嘅 game，因為啲譯音呢，其實我係好記唔到啊。啲人名呢，我成日如果講英文名我會記得咯，但係而家轉咗中文名，我真係唔知邊個打邊個。
I am a friend of Theodore Gilden. My name is Sherlock Holmes. I need a few words from you about...
Get out of here. I'm not joking. Leave this place before you have cause to regret it. I will use force.
Do the police still throw people in prison for smuggling? Oh yes, with you helpless and handcuffed, I'd learn a few more secrets. We don't need to compete with our egos now, surely.
Oh no. I'd rather you tell me something more, so that I might have more reasons to punch you out.
哇！呢條友個頭髮成條海參搭咗喺個頭度，平滑的喉結，女人嚟嘅喎，呢個女人嚟㗎。哇！點解搞到自己咁啊？有繃帶嘅手，有個意外。寬大嘅臀部同大腿係一個發育咗嘅女性。男人等大唔得嘅咩？定還是只有女人先會等大？呢個係拜阿堂嘅嘢。咦，仲差一個喎？呢度。喂，撳錯仔睇唔到，是但。佢係專業嘅走私戶，定係專業嘅女帆船運動員？帆船啩，我又覺得佢又唔似走私戶啊。雖然我揾到好多贓物。
The revelation of your nature could well humiliate so many rich men here, not to mention how you have broken the rules. But I understand. You've done this to forge a real career in the sport. But tell me something. Has no one asked you why you don't grow a beard?
Shh! Have you been following me? You better not be wanting to end my career, because I swear you'll regret it if I get outed.
Damn you, Paul. I'm sick of... Who's this peacock? Does he know who I am?
I definitely know who you are not. You're not a dictionary reader, at least. I wanted to see how you... pals interact with each other in your natural habitat.
哇！一個打三個喎，大家你眼望我眼冇用㗎。
But I'm afraid I have to interfere.
啲水手有槍嘅，海盜嚟㗎。我哋可以跳過戰鬥，但係我哋可以試下嘅。好，睇下先，望清楚啲人喺邊先。哇！嚇死我大佬！哇！頭先一擰轉角就遇到佢，真係嚇到我抽筋。哎呀！睇下先，你唔好阻住我。阿力！哎呀！Just die！ 咦！喂，佢得咗！我要行過去啊！我要行過去制服佢啊！冇啊！唔得，太遠啦！我想射爆佢頭啊，大佬！哎呀 ，miss 咗啊！佢又翻嚟啦！再射多你一次！掂！好，今次一定要撳到！哇，差少少 ！X 係正方形嘅啫，我哋成日同自己 X 係正方形。佢哋冇嘢俾我射喎，喺背脊度啊！我走去背脊度，真係麻煩。我捉人啊！唔得嘅，煙霧彈唔得嘅。背脊！哎呀！打佢膊頭啊！好 ，OK。好，再一個。
Take a rest, my friend.
我呢條友好似冇破綻嘅，冇啲位俾我射喎。哎呀，嗰盞燈啊！我要引佢過嚟呢度先，跟住射燈。哎，得咗得咗。哇，頭先咩聲啊？嘣咗聲嘅。
No more crime for you until next month.
Give him the pepper snuff.
係咪得啊？哇！點解又有人嚟幫手啊？唔得喎！哇！呢個人支槍勁啲喎。哇！有呢個喺度嘅。我去戴面罩，打爆面罩，打爆你頭。哎呀！我殺咗佢啊！哇！唔使 game over 㗎嘛？咦？喂，點解嘅？有 all yours 嘅？哇！佢冇嘢喎！哇哇死啦！我要死啦！哇哇哇！大佬，你唔好咁啊！我好屈啊！呢條友點解冇嘢㗎？哇！我要死啦！快走快走！快走！佢打爆盞燈！咁快過嚟！爆你燈！喂呀！點解唔得嘅？哇！點算啊？嘅咧？哎呀喂呀！點解會咁㗎？好煩啊！哎呀，揾到啦揾到啦！佢條尾嗰度啊！收皮啦！嘥咁多時間。
Don't cry, you'll live.
哇！打第3 round 喎，好累啊！好好好好，已經好複雜啊，熟手技工。
The snuff's ready.
No more crime for you and
Give him the pepper snuff. You can overcome the brute now.
真係好鬼麻煩。誒，煙霧彈，收皮啊！終極武器，哎呀，撳得太慢啦，個 X 仔始終。
I'm coming for you.
take a rest, my friend.
又係啲冇破綻嘅，喺佢條尾度，露你個尾巴俾我睇啦！見到啦，收皮啊！搞掂，完啦嘛，求下你完啦好嘛？
The snuff's ready.
哇，完啦！
And there's no reward for risking our lives.
Paul's explanation will suffice.
咦喂，頭先嗰個男人婆去邊啊？哦，有條海參喺個頭頂度，又唔知去邊喎。去了哪兒？
Your fellow mariners have a strange way of showing hospitality.
They were not my friends.
Are you sure? I would rather risk my neck for someone who's at least honest and thankful.
Perhaps then don't enter someone's life and be so judgmental, pretending you're better than they are.
Then give me your perspective and allow me to see through your eyes. What were you doing this morning, Miss Perks?
Don't call me that. I'm a champion. I was sailing.
The other club members told me that you missed the race this morning. Do champions not need to practice?
You've talked with them already. No, I wasn't racing. I visited the doctor after that attack on me, and then I had to honor the deal with the bandits you just took care of.
I tried to tell you before, but your partners interrupted. Have you heard the news? Theodore Gilden is dead. Do you have anything to say?
Well, what a shock. To me, he was an angry old ogre. Good riddance. Was it Goliath that killed him? Did it crush him? Break his bones? Come on, tell me. I want all the details.
You have an unusual way of showing grief. Imogen wouldn't appreciate that. But yes, the animal could have been involved.
It's poetic in a way, isn't it? It takes a beast to kill a monster. I wish I could have been that elephant.
You're asking for trouble with this smuggling business. You'd better leave it before they smuggle you out in a barrel.
Don't patronize me. I've only ever had trouble with law-abiding citizens like Gilden and you, never bandits. So ask me anything you want, and then get out of my sight.
哇，咁多嘅，
I don't know what you're
做乜
suggesting.
啊？
I don't know what this means.
You smuggle illicit psychotropes on your yacht. Not a delivery for the hospital, I'm sure.
Of course not. I've had to cut corners to earn some money. How might a person afford to pay for a yacht in an honest way? I don't know, although I'm smart. The buyers are my customers. Adults who are willing to pay for their pleasure, or weapons for jewels. Whatever they want me to deliver. Nothing criminal.
Well, it's your lucky day. I'm not here because of smuggling. Have you tasted this tea yourself?
I wouldn't have been a champion if I had used it. It's just a side business that keeps my career afloat. It's quite expensive to compete in yachting. Sometimes I cut corners.
Such as fixing Whirlpool yourself?
Exactly. And sometimes I just have to pay. That's how I earn money. I don't sell slaves or take the last mangear from a poor family.
Look what I found. A box full of darts.
Hey, that's mine.
I confiscated it. These darts appear to be filled with something. Poison? How powerful is it?
It's strychnine. Enough to instantly kill a small rodent. I haven't tried it on a human. Yet. I hope you know what you're doing.
Could it immobilize a larger animal, say, an elephant?
I've never tried, but I have wondered.
It seems as though Theodore Gilden hung a sword of Damocles over your life and career. Were these only words, or something more serious?
Check my forearm. Pulled muscles and bruises. Small cuts. Nothing that you could call serious.
I doubt that a man in his late 50s could wrestle you.
It wasn't him. He behaved like a rat and hired brutes. His boys tried to lock my hands behind my back, but I was faster and I escaped.
Was he so protective of his daughter, or was it your feminine secret that provoked him?
My guess is that he was protecting his property. As he saw it, he owned Imogen, and he treated her like a piece of furniture. He didn't want his daughter to be loved by anyone. What's more painful is that Theodore didn't allow me to love his daughter. Typical.
I'm not sure that your relationship with Imogen could be described as typical.
Are you afraid of a woman in trousers? Now that's typical of men.
A charming picture. I've heard that champions do often pose with their trophies.
Cheeky. It is a lovely trophy, though. I'm sure you will agree.
What is it that you like most about her? Her naivety? Her father's money?
A somewhat difficult choice. Especially now that her father is out of the equation. I don't know what this means.
What can you tell me about the elephant?
He's smarter than some people here, including his owner. Although I feel he could be dangerous, no matter how much he's fed.
Why is that? Have you ever seen Goliath attack anyone?
Well, not exactly. But I saw it, abusing some poor tree during one of its walks with Theodore. The expression on that old ninny's face was priceless. But it wasn't funny to look at. Believe me, it was frightening.
A. Swift. Are you familiar with this name? The gentleman had business with Mr. Gilden.
Likely just another strange and wrinkled fellow like old Gilden was. Perhaps this Swift person has a rhino, and they wanted to see which pet was stronger. In other words, I don't know who he is, but I bet he's crazy like Theodore.
I doubt that court owner has ever boasted a battle arena for that size of mammal. You have an interesting imagination. Imogen doesn't strike me as an industrious young lady, so I find it strange that she was busy packing up all her belongings when Mr. Gilden died. That's some favorable wind in your sails, isn't it?
Is it so suspicious that a couple might embark on a trip? I wanted to thank her, so we planned to go traveling. A Theodore-free place, without elephants.
The timing of it is suspicious, however. Your lady friend becomes an orphan and heir, and there's a planned trip directly afterwards.
An improvised romantic dinner will never please a spoilt girl. A planned voyage might. It's not spur of the moment.
Between yachts, darts, and notes from bandits, I've discovered many fascinating facts about you. But this, an installment of Nabe and Laura's adventures, why did you sully your library with this?
It's a gift from Imogen. I didn't buy it. I might have turned a couple of pages, but nothing more. I swear.
I will give you the benefit of the doubt, but your literary taste has put you on my blacklist. Does this knife seem familiar? I didn't find it in your competitor's back, to be clear.
This knife is as blunt as your humor. It's a bosun's knife, but it's not mine. I wouldn't be so careless as to mislay my tools.
哇！我哋終於問晒啦，問咗唔知有冇10個，10個證據，非常之 update。咁啊，知道晒呢個人咧，哇，多咗勁多，西奧多襲擊了保羅，保羅身上有新嘅瘀傷，有可能即係西奧多就好憎啊保羅啦，咁就，但我覺得保羅應該係就係嗰個第三者嗰個咩 witness 啊，嗰個目擊證人係啦，保羅可能摔落在棚屋度，而撞親隻手臂。跟住西奧多威脅保羅，可能係呢個出咗咩啊？西奧多試圖毀掉保羅。OK， 呢啲全部實色嘅喎，即係應該 confirm 喎。咁樣。Okay.
Just be quick.
係冇嘢問㗎啦。OK， 咁樣。咁我哋不如今集就玩到呢度先啦，係嘛？佢嘅劇情比較想像中長，咁我哋下一集先再繼續啦。如果大家中意呢個系列嘅，記得俾個 like 或者 share 俾你朋友啦。如果想繼續睇其他影片，記得 subscribe 埋啦。我哋下一集再翻嚟繼續玩啦，拜拜。